Hello one and all, my name is Ryan Bruce, my friends call me Fluff, and today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we are going to check out the Aspire 4 Universal in-ear monitors from 64 Audio. So as time goes on, I think more and more guitar players and musicians in general are finding themselves getting into the in-ear monitoring game, whether they like it or not. And traditionally, what you really wanted was something like, a custom molded set, but that really hasn't been, within reach of a lot of musicians. And to that effect, we are going to check out the Universal in-ear monitoring system, the Aspire 4s from 64 Audio. Now, before we go any further, this video is not sponsored by 64 Audio. However, I am a longtime 64 Audio artist. I have toured the planet for many years using 64 Audio products. They are friends of mine. Also, they are local to the Northwest, but I'm not being paid to make this video. They sent me these things literally like 6 months ago, sorry, Ricky, to check out. I'm just now getting around to making a video about it. All thoughts and opinions are mine. So for a long time, you wanted molded in-ears where you would go to an actual ear doctor and get molds done of your ears, and you'd have them sent in and you'd spend all of the money with, molded in-ears. I have 2 sets from 64 Audio that I have long toured with. I love these things. However, there are now much better universal solutions. Enter the Aspire 4. What are these? So the Aspire 4s are a 4-driver universal in-ear monitor that features 1 dynamic low-end driver, 2 mid-range drivers, and 1 treble driver. Now, the main reason for me using 64 Audio products for as long as I have is their Apex core technology. And really what that can be boiled down to best is it's a pressure relief valve within the in-ear itself, because when you put in traditional earbuds, the air can't escape and your eardrum is just pounded away for hours on end. Now, for touring musicians or musicians that are playing in a loud live setting, this just creates ear fatigue. And I always found that with 64 Audio in-ear monitors, I didn't have that fatigue at the end of an hour-long set because I didn't have any pressure build up on my eardrums, much like when you're listening to a set of speakers. The air comes into your ear canal and it goes back out. But really with earbuds, it's very important that you have that relief valve, Apex core technology. Now, the second most important factor for me with in-ears is its isolation factor, and the Aspire 4s give you 20 dB of isolation. It just turns the volume down, lets you hear what you want to hear, and doesn't let you hear what you don't want to hear. Now, keeping with the universal theme, 64 Audio also has included a whole bunch of ear molds, both rubber and the foamy kind of earbuds. There are 4 different kinds of earpieces and 3 sizes of each of the 4 kinds. So really there's something for everyone in here. There is a massive amount of earpieces to fit on the Aspire 4s. Now let's talk about the sound of the Aspire 4s. For me, being a 4-driver design, this means there's gonna be a bit of a robust low end, not hyped. In fact, I would actually want a little bit more low end. However, I wanna point out that with my own custom molded in-ears, I'm used to the N8 8 drivers, which are specifically made for bassists. So my opinion on the low end, I love low end. Low end is just so much fun. Now for me, these are very even sounding, and the top end has a silkiness without harshness, if that makes sense. The mid-range I found to be pretty spot on when listening back to mixes that I have done myself here in the studio that I'm used to. Not too hyped in the mids, but again, if I had to choose the sonic signature of the Aspire 4s, I would add a touch more low end. Otherwise, it's pretty flat. Now, the cabling that is included with the Aspire 4 is 64 Audio standard 48-inch in length braided cable. In the case, you will also find an 1/8" to 1/4" adapter. You will find a cleaning tool, and you will also find a nice convenient little clip to clip onto the back of your shirt when you use these, if you want to secure them a little bit more than just tugging it underneath your shirt. Now, speaking of the cables are attached with IPX connectors. These let the cables pivot as opposed to the more traditional 2-prong design. This also saves on the space and makes the earbud that much more compact. For me, this is just a very nice connector. I actually like it. It's kind of polarizing in the audio world. However, this is something I'm pretty used to at this point, and you can easily just unplug them and plug them back in as you wish. And lastly, the Aspire 4s retail for $899, and then they have older brothers that get more and more expensive. This is the entry level to the Universal Fit for 64 audio. That is a lot of money. If you are a touring professional and want something as, let's say, a backup to your really expensive, I mean, mine were $3,000, but these are custom molded 8-driver in-ears, then check out the Aspire 4s. The Aspire 4s are absolutely worthy of the tour life, and also they sound great while doing it. Much less than a custom set of in-ear molds, but yeah, I realize $900 is probably a lot of money to the weekend warrior giggin' bro. However, you know exactly where your money went when you put these in. I will link down below in the description if you'd like to know more things about 64 audio and the Aspire 4's universal in-ear monitors. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.